Hey peeps, welcome back. Part 5 of Broken Sword. We've just obtained the manuscript that Khan left in the safe, but we don't want to go out that way because the goons are outside and they want it. So, I'm gonna go back upstairs. Just for a second. Right. We want to open the door again. This key. Go out the window again, because we're gonna dump the manuscript out there so that the goons don't get it. Right, go on, George. Throw it.
This was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
I hate it when the music is louder than the speech. For those who didn't hear, he basically said it's no way to treat a manuscript, but he can't let it fall into the hands of the goons. Basically. So, right, we want to go outside now, through the main door. Because now we don't have the manuscript, there's nothing for them to find. This way, George. Go on, take a deep breath, and we'll face them. Uh-oh.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check, nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet!
Now, there is actually a way to die in this if you keep the manuscript.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
So that's why you don't want the manuscript on you when you get searched.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch!
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
It's always the same when you've got two stooges, isn't it? A skinny, smart one and a fat, dumb, stupid one. Anyway, let's go and pick up the manuscript that we dropped. Because it's important. Very important. And there it is.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Greedo were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
We'll get on back there then, George.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
You're really not.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Nope. Better than that, my dear lady.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Ooh.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Ooh. Big story now, so listen up.
This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were, And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
What a good story.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
Right, so we now know that the Templars are involved. Now, on that note, let's have another look at it.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
That said closer look.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Kroon Museum. I'll give you the address.
Thank you. Right, let's investigate this manuscript. Let's look at the woman first.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
Aww.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
To be fair, that crocodile was kind of freaky. Right, let's look at this knight here.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Okay, let's look at the guy on the loom next.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
Don't know why this is random, peeps, but the more I listen to Nicole's voice, she sounds like Michelle of the Resistance from Hello Hello. Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once. Anyway, back to the game. Look at the bull.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Okay. Right then, I think it's time to check out the Kroon Museum, I think.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
We will indeed. Let's go. Right. Let's go to the museum. Sorry, peeps, just had to clear my throat there. Okay. Musée Kroon. That's what we want. Let's go in. Now we want to look at the tripod. Right there.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
You've every right to get excited, George. It's all heating up now.
The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland and check it out.
I know you're tempted, George. But we want to go back to Nicole's apartment first to learn a little more. See, so we'll go back to Nicole's apartment. Because she has some more info for us. Info that we kind of need to know.
Hi, Jules.
Hello. Again. We have some news for you.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marn.
I have heard of Loch Marn. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
Let's have a look.
A popular gossip magazine? You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Ooh.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marn. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program.
Interesting.
This site at Loch Marn must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's dam is important, why don't you visit Loch Marn?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
Right, we'll ask her a bit more about Pegram.
What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pegram's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
I'll bet he'd be interested in the manuscript.
Damn right he would. Then let's see if we can find him.
I'll see you later.
Okay. Keep me informed if you find anything new.
Oh, don't worry, we will. So, peeps, I think it's off to Ireland. Exciting times. Right. Let's go. Here we are. Now we want to go to the aeroport, which is now available. And now we're on the world map. And as you can see, Loch Marn has shown up. And we'll go there in the next video. So, see you there, peeps.